If you want to understand how AI works, start here. AI is not thinking the way you are. It may sound smart and confident, but under the surface, it is doing something much simpler. AI learns by studying enormous amounts of information. That information can come from books, websites, articles, conversations, code, and many other sources. During training, the system reads through that information and builds a map of how words, ideas, and topics relate to each other. Not because it understands meaning the way a person does, because it has seen those connections repeated enough times to recognize them. That is the foundation of how AI works. It does not have life experience. It does not have common sense. It does not have feelings or real judgment. It has connections, billions of them, built from information other people created. When you type a question or request, the AI takes your words and compares them to the patterns it has learned. Then it builds a response one piece at a time, choosing each word based on what is most likely to be useful. It is not simply pulling a stored answer off a shelf, it is assembling a new response based on the structure of your input. That is why the way you ask matters. If you type "write an email," the AI has to guess the purpose, audience, tone, and outcome. But if you type "write a professional email to my manager explaining that a project task is delayed, take responsibility, and suggest a new deadline for Friday," the system has more structure to work with. The second prompt usually gives you a better and more specific answer because it gives AI clearer patterns to follow. This is also why AI does not always get things right. A response can sound reasonable because the structure looks familiar even when the facts are off. The system is predicting what fits. It is not automatically checking whether every detail is true. Something else worth knowing. In a basic new chat, AI usually does not know what you discussed yesterday unless you provide that context again. That is different from how a colleague works, and it matters for ongoing tasks. If you want AI to continue a project, summarize where you left off. Give it the goal, background, and next step. The same question can also produce a different answer if you phrase it differently. A small change in your wording can shift the output because the response is generated from the input you provide in that moment. None of this makes AI less useful. It makes it more predictable. You are working with a system that is very good at recognizing patterns and generating responses that fit based on those patterns. The more clearly you communicate what you need, the more the system has to work with. So the simplest way to understand AI is this. It does not think like a person. It builds responses based on connections learned from information. The output reflects the input. Understanding that is the first step to using it well. Follow HowYouAI for practical AI for work and life.